Does a robe count as Mrs. Floodcore? Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Ivy, and today I will be reviewing the Robot Revolution, the debut episode of Doctor Who Season 2/Series 15. And so today, we will be talking about what I thought about the episode, but first, okay, I have to make a statement. For those of you who have not joined me before on my reviews, you may not know this, I am a cat mom. Okay, so I have a statement to make. First of all, the cat death? Why? Second of all, the cats are not irrelevant because part of my Doctor Who reviews involves me, a couple days ago, predicting more accurately my cats, predicting whether the episodes will be good or not. And I happen to think that their opinions and their lives are very relevant, Mr. Dr. Whomst. Speaking of which, I don't have much time, so let's go right ahead and see which cat predicted the quality of this episode and what they thought it would be. Following that, I have shaken things up this year, and instead of using tarot cards and slips of paper, I shook some dice, and it told me how good the episode would be, how many points out of 100, and I guess that's what we're doing. So, it's time for Cats and the Dice of Truth-ish. Athena said the episode would maybe be good, but the dice said it would be a 90 out of 100. Now, how do I feel about this prediction? I think it was accurate. I think the dice were right on this one, which scares me for some other episodes, but I really enjoyed this episode, you guys. I have so much to talk about. First of all, our shining star of the episode, which was Miss Belinda Chandra. Okay, I loved her introduction because it immediately reminded me of Rose and Martha's introduction, and just sort of that fast-paced overlook of real life that I always loved in the first Russell T Davies era. So I really liked getting a reminder, getting that vibe back with her. But I really just warmed up to her immediately. I love her attitude. I love her personality. Like the scene where they're running from the robots and she just grabs the doctor's hand and starts leading him almost immediately. The way that she stands up to him throughout the episode, but especially at the end of the episode. I'm really liking her so far. I think her and 15 work really, really well together from what we've seen so far. And I think that this whole dynamic with her being very, very questioning and not being afraid to stand up to him is really refreshing and really cool. And I'm really hoping that they stick with it. I don't want it to be a thing where it's just in this episode and then it's gone the next. I'm really, really hoping that stays constant because it was just so interesting, so refreshing, and let's keep our fingers crossed. I want to take a minute to talk about just the set and all the designs involved in this episode because I thought it all looked gorgeous, especially the set in what would eventually be named the Sasha 55 Citadel. Absolutely lovely, very pleasing on the eyes, very, very traditional sci-fi-like. I really liked it. Great design on the AI generator, and I really liked when it was revealed to be Alan, the design of him inside the AI generator. I thought all the detail on his face, how it was so robotic, but it was almost like just his eyes were human left over. I thought that was really creepy. And so I really want to mention that because all the work that went into this episode, I mean, the set designers, costumers, everybody did a really amazing job, and I just have to shout them out. For the actual story, I mean, I really liked just even the initial Rebels fighting back storyline, but especially with the twist, I don't know, I kind of like it even more because of the twist. I felt like so much of the episode linked together really well. Sometimes it was predictable, but not quite in a bad way for me, in almost like a really hyped way where I was starting to connect the pieces, and I was just like, let's go. Like in the scene where the diplomas touched, and we knew, kaboom, I could literally feel myself getting really hyped up and excited. Other times it just really caught me off guard and made me just smile. Like, I couldn't help it. The whole every ninth word loophole was just so out of the box and unexpected that I was like taken aback before. I was like, this is so silly, and I just fell in love with it. I really enjoyed, I had a piece of paper and I was like tracking the words that 15 was saying and sort of piecing it together. So even before they showed, you know, the full phrase, I was just getting really excited following what he was sneaking into the dialogue. But what really caught me off guard is when Alan was revealed to be using it, because I had tracked what 15 had said, but I totally didn't even pick up on Alan doing it. I'm sure if I rewatched the episode, it would be obvious to me, but it was not obvious to me at all in the moment, and what? It was just a really fun choice, and I think there was a lot of really fun choices in this episode that really bumped it up for me. The second the AI generator said Alan's line, I knew exactly where things were heading. I said to myself, I wrote down on this like reference sheet that I'm talking about, I said, incel? All caps, incel. I knew exactly what was going down. I said, yep, we have an incel on our hands. And you know what? I have a very strong passion for research and sociology and gender dynamics. So I'm sure there's a lot to explore here that I can do in the future, but at least from what I saw in the first couple of rewatches, I liked it. It was maybe a little bit on the nose in the beginning when they were showing him first arriving to Miss Belinda Chandra World, but listen, in these days, I am more than happy to watch a woman tear down an incel. I also think it's notable that the incel was linked with AI, given that so many greasy, crusty incel tech bros are hyping it up right now. This episode must have been written a long time ago when AI was kind of just starting to really pick up, and it still feels like he knew. Like he just nailed it. Anyway, Planet of the Incels killed me. I liked the twist. If you didn't like the twist, sue me. I have nothing to give you other than this. And no other sonic screwdrivers. I don't want to offer those up. Going back to kind of just, you know, the vibes and the designs in the episode, I absolutely loved the scene where the diplomas touch and there's that ripple through time. Just all the shots and effects involved in that. I really dug that vibe and how it showed a ripple through time with them aging. I just felt really gorgeous to me. All in all, I really liked this episode. I think it was a great debut for Belinda. It does a pretty good job at showing just who she is and her strength and her confidence. First of all, in the, you know, maybe more noticeable, outspoken way, in the way that she challenges the doctor and challenges the people who assume it's her fault, but also just in the strength in caring for others. We really just get to see so many sides of her in such a short amount of time, and I really am excited to see where this character goes. Again, I'm really hoping we stick with that dynamic where she's not afraid to speak out against the doctor, she's not afraid to speak out against others, she's not just along with the ride. Like, I'm very excited to follow Belinda in the TARDIS. I thought the story was nice and quite classic in the beginning, and then the twist felt fitting and relevant. It was just what I love in Doctor Who. It was fun, it was quirky, it was serious and unserious, especially with that joke at the end. Touching, all the designs and the sets and everything looked gorgeous. There was so many timey-wimey little things that I have a hard time following, but I think I'm following it this time, so I'm very excited. There's just so much here. And I really think that this was a strong opener. In my mind, at least, I think we started this season off with a bang, and I'm really hoping that the following episodes have similar vibes and dynamics and just energy. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm also interested to hear what you thought, because us Doctor Who fans tend to have very different opinions. You can talk with me about them in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I would also love it if you came with me. I have 7 episodes left in this season, which is tragic, but it also means that you have 7 more chances to see my cat's predictions, hear what I thought, and just be along on this journey with me, which I would hope sounds pleasant. But you know what? If you're just here for the one video, I'm still thankful too. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is for you across this known universe. Goodbye.